What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today, before we start the video, I just want to say thank you to everyone that commented on my video about quitting YouTube. I was not expecting that type of response at all. I'm dead serious. You guys, man, I don't know, where were you guys at, man? What's going on? You guys just came out of the woodworks and were leaving a lot of suggestions, a lot of comments, a lot of encouraging words. Even had other YouTubers stop by and kind of give their opinion on the situation. So I just want to let you guys know I appreciate that. And I'm going to try to keep this thing going. So for today, what we're actually going to do is take a little break from benchmarking and reviews and actually want to do a setup video. Now, I've been meaning to do one of these for a while now. I think my last one I did was like way back in 2014, but I was always like, you know, I'll do one when I get a new monitor or new headphone amp, yada, 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 and never got around to it. So today I think we're gonna finally actually do that, and I'm just gonna show you guys my setup. It's, to be honest, it's pretty humble. There's nothing too extravagant, but I think you guys will like what you have to see. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I guess we'll just kind of go from left to right, and yeah, I'll just describe things as they go. So starting with the headphones up here, I've actually got two of them. The first ones that you see there up front are the Biodynamic DT990s. These are open back headphones here. They've got, they're the 250 ohm version. You know, a little leather headband here, this nice soft material for the ear cups. They're actually pretty comfortable. I use these for gaming along with the Mod Mic 5 that I've got attached here on this side. If you guys have ever seen any of my Twitch streams, you will have seen me talking with this setup. Right behind that, I've actually got these Panasonic. These are the RP HTF 600s. These are actually what I use sometimes for monitoring my audio when I am editing videos. They work pretty well for that, but as you can see, they are definitely falling apart, so I need a replacement for those ASAP. And then down below here, I've actually got a set of speakers here that I use for my desktop speakers. These are the Mica Club 3s. So these are some little bookshelf speakers. They're not too bad. I'll put links to all this stuff down in the comments below because to be honest, I'm not gonna remember all the specs of this stuff off the top of my head, but I think this is like a 3-inch or a 2.5-inch woofer right here, something like that. It's not too bad in terms of bass, but if you are a bass head, you will definitely want to invest in a sub on top of this. As far as what's powering the speakers, I've got this SMSL SA50. This is a speaker amp right here that it is connected to. This thing's actually pretty powerful. These speakers are not very sensitive, so they are kind of hard to power or drive, but this amp actually does it pretty easily. As you can see, I actually keep the volume pretty low for the most part. Now the one next to it is actually my headphone amp. This is the SMSL SD7932. Again, links will be in the description for this. This actually powers my Biodynamic DT990s. It's actually a little underpowered for those. It doesn't drive them very well in my opinion, so I'm actually looking to replace that. Moving up here to the top, you can see my monitor. This is the Acer H263HL BID. I've had this thing for like 3 years or something like that. I think I bought it when it was like just kind of taken off as one of the cheap IPS monitors out there, so I got it for like 120 bucks a long time ago. It's a 1080p monitor, 23 inches. I'm actually looking to replace this with a 1440p monitor or possibly a dual monitor setup. Yeah, hopefully this will be gone in the future as well. I do have like a little adapter on it to allow me to mount it to this Logitech mount that I've got. It's actually a pretty damn solid mount. It is possibly the nicest mount that I've seen. It's got a USB port down there on the bottom with a headphone and microphone jacks, little pass-throughs, so you can plug them in here instead of having to route them way down to your computer, depending on where it's at. As far as my gaming peripherals, I tend to switch these out pretty often. So right now, this is what I'm using. This is the this is a bloody keyboard. This is the I think it's the B830R RGB keyboard, or the B820R, I think it is. This is an RGB keyboard with optical switches in it. So they work a little bit different than your traditional mechanical switches. There's like a little infrared light in there that you know, connects to send a keystroke to the computer. So it's a little something different, but this is what I've been using. I do kind of want to switch to a 10 keyless keyboard, or 60%, just because I like my mouse space. As far as my daily driver as far as mice go, I use the Logitech G Pro. I am a claw grip user. I really like the way this mouse feels in my hand. It's lightweight, it's got a good sensor in it. I've been using this for a while now, and I don't know that I'm gonna make a switch anytime soon. I do have the G403 in the closet as well, but I prefer this one. So this is what I've been kind of using for a few months now. And you guys will see here this weird thing that it is attached to. This is the mouse bungee. This basically holds the mouse cable in place so that it doesn't get caught on anything, and also to take the tension off the wire so that when you are moving your mouse around, it almost feels like there's no wire connected, at least if you have it positioned properly. Let's see if I can kind of show you guys on video how I set mine up personally. I basically have it so that when I pull on the mouse to my regular position, you know, wherever I am using the mouse from, the cord just is barely raised off the ground. So it's not actually touching the mat at all. It's raised up, and so when I'm moving the mouse around, it kind of minimizes the feel of a cable dragging around or flinging around. It's almost kind of like you're using a wireless mouse, but not really, but close enough. So yeah, that's pretty much what I use it for. That one works well. It's just one of those generic ones off of Amazon for like 10 bucks. So as for the mouse mat, I'm using this Glorious PC Gaming Race mat. This thing is freaking huge. You can see the coating, or the words started coming off pretty much immediately when I got it. So if you buy one of these, you might as well just go ahead and scrape that off right away and save yourself some time. But yeah, I pretty much got this giant mouse mat. Let me see if I can kind of like sit back here, where it covers a huge portion of my desk. I don't want to have to worry about my mouse going, you know, off the edge of the mouse pad or anything like that. And this just kind of covers up my desk as well to protect it from messes and whatever other crap that could be going on my desk, but just instead goes on the mouse mat. It does get dirty pretty often, so you do have to kind of like constantly wipe it off. That's probably the only bad thing about it, but I do like having a huge mouse mat like that. So this is the infamous Logitech C920. You guys probably know pretty much everything that you need to about this particular webcam. Use this for streaming and stuff. It's good for what it is. And then I've got this second one down here. I think this is the C270. This is a really crappy Logitech webcam. I use this sometimes streaming to like film my hand movements. I call it the kill cam because you guys can see what I'm doing with my mouse to get my kills. So I've kind of got that set up that way. And then you guys can take a look at the PC setup that I've got here. Got a little plant there to add some color to it. There's my Xbox One controller. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the PC that we've got put together here. I actually did this build, well, minus the case, about 2 years ago. So let me pull off the panel here, and then we'll talk about the components inside. Now, before I forget, the case that I'm using right now is the Minute 4PM case. This is a tempered glass cubed case. So it's got tempered glass on the left side, the right side, and the front as well. It's also got little LED fans there in the front and rear to kind of give it a, I don't know, kind of a cool look. It's the glass is tinted, so all you see is these blue rings when all the lights and stuff are off. So that's pretty cool. I actually switch cases pretty often, so I don't know how long this one's gonna be here, but this is the one that I am rocking for now. As far as the interior goes here, I'm running an i7 4790K. Again, I built this system back in 2015. I picked that because I wanted something that would be able to game as well as help me video edit and stream and stuff like that. It's got an Asus Z97 motherboard there. I've got 16 gigabytes of HyperX Savage RAM running at 1866 megahertz. Remember, that's the DDR3. We've got a Cooler Master Master Liquid 240 AIO. I actually just threw this in here recently. Normally I run air coolers, but I wanted to switch it up just for funsies. And then for the graphics card, I'm running an Asus Strix GTX 1070. So that's pretty much it for the main system. Oh, also over here, this is just kind of my ghetto test bench. This will change at random. Sometimes it may not even be here, but right now this is my Ryzen 3 1200 system, 16 gigabytes of RAM, RX 580, 650 watt power supply, MSI motherboard, 480 gigabyte SSD. This is where I do all my benchmarking and testing and stuff, and I'll swap out CPUs or graphics cards or CPU coolers, whatever as necessary. So that's the ghetto test bench over there. Now you guys haven't really seen too much of this area over here. This, by the way, is just a huge Ikea GALANT desk that is kind of pieced together with a couple extensions. I do want to change this setup at some point, maybe get just a single desktop or tabletop that goes across the entire wall here on this side. And then I'll have two desk setups like side by side to each other. The only thing that I'm having a trouble with now is that a lot of the tabletops out there are not the depth that I'm looking for. I need something that's at least 30 inches long, preferably 32 like I'm using now. And a lot of stuff is a lot more shallower than that, which I'm not a fan of. But anyways, on this side, this is pretty much the family PC, I guess you could say. It's got the super old LG 1080p monitor. The colors on this thing are absolutely terrible. Got some old Logitech speakers as well that don't really work. I need to replace those. But yeah, a lot of my spare parts end up coming over here, and spares in that don't make it to the ghetto test bench or into my main system. So over here for peripherals, we are using the TT Esports Poseidon Z-RGB mechanical keyboard. I think this has Caelum blue switches in it, I want to say, off the top of my head. So got that. And then for the mouse, we have the SteelSeries Rival 700 is what I am using here. Pretty good mouse, but heavy, so that's why I didn't make it as a daily driver for me. Got a little screen there with the animation. This is the PC that's pretty much under there. Oh man, ignore that dirty wall. That'll get cleaned up once the wires get cleaned up. But this is running an FX 8370, a Radeon R9 290X Lightning. I got 850 watt gold rated power supply in there. A Riven Oranos CPU cooler in there. Got like 3 gigabytes of hard drive storage, or terabytes of hard drive storage with 120 gig SSD. I don't really game on this system, maybe every now and then. It's just for storing photos, running Plex, you know, all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, that system's not too bad. I may be switching that over to the Ryzen 5 1600 soon. Honestly, I need RAM. Everything needs RAM. What the hell? I need RAM for that in order to make the switch. I've already got that motherboard from the ghetto test bench. But yeah, this is my pretty humble setup. Like I said, it's nothing too crazy. I do want to get a new monitor for my setup here, as well as a new headphone amp. Got to get that RAM to switch over to the Ryzen 7 1700. And I think that's pretty much it for my main system. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this setup. Hopefully this wasn't too long and boring. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. And if you guys have any suggestions on what I should replace or what I should you know, throw in here next, leave them down below. I'm curious to what you guys think I should replace next in this system. So that's pretty much it, guys. Like this video if you like this type of content, and I will see you guys next time. See ya!